Hey guys, it's Maymay and it's time for part 2 of our album that we're making, which is a year-long album, which I think I'm going to call A Year with My Gnomies because I've got an idea. Since I used the gnomes, which I thought I wasn't going to, but since I did, I think it'll be cute. Today, what I want to do is I want to build the inserts for the inside and the back. And I want to show you what I'm going to use. So these are the 49 Market Foundation Landscape Pockets, and you get 2 sets. You get 2 half pockets and 2 full enclosures. Well, here's what I'm going to do. By the way, if you want to see part 1 of this, we'll link it to you so you can see how I did this part. This is what comes in that set. You get one like this. This is the full enclosure. And then you get a half pocket. Well, we're going to use them both, and let me show you how. So I'm going to take this guy, and I'm going to put him in here so that he becomes like an opening flap. So first thing I want to do is I need to close up this pocket. Now you have a couple options. You can have a gusset. I'm not going to have a gusset. I don't want to take up that much space. So I'm going to fold this all the way in, and I can either glue it directly down like this, or I can tuck it behind, because the way I'm going to do this, it'll work either way. I want to tuck it behind, and let me tell you why. The way I'm going to be putting this in the book, I would like not to have that extra little lip right there that can kind of be a blocker for sliding things in. So because I'm going to tuck it behind, I have to do a little bit of fancy footwork, and here's what I mean. It's not really made to tuck behind, it's made to go inside, so the scoring is not exactly perfect for this, but it's not a big deal. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my Ergo bone folder and just retrain the paper to fold where I want it to fold around, so that I'm not buckling that inside too awful much. And that's the beauty of paper. You can retrain paper. I'm just kind of working that in so that it lays pretty flat. I still feel like I need to do a little over here. And what I'm doing is letting this bone folder kind of move the cardstock out a little bit for me to make it fit better. And that feels good and flat. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna glue these down. Now you don't have to go through all that. I just wanted them to go behind rather than in front. And these are going to get glued down again, so you're really just tacking these into place at this point. Glue on this side, just like so. Now, on the flap, it normally goes this way, but I'm going to change that for this project. I want it to go backwards, and the reason for that is I'm going to mount it into the book like this. So you'll notice that I folded right the first score line back, so there's one here that would be for the gusset. Because we did away with the gusset, we don't need it. So here's where it's going to live in our album. So I'm bringing my album back over, and what I want to do is I want to use this flap to glue this in like so, so that this guy will open. So it'll be a flap, but it'll open like this, and I'm going to put the other pocket in here. I don't know. I think it'll work. I'm just going to try it. There are so many limitless possibilities with all of these inserts and things from 49 Market to go with their albums, and I'm just trying to use them in different ways. So I want to show y'all different ways you can use them, and this to me looks pretty cool. All right, so what I'm going to do, lay this in, and then line it up. I put a little more glue than I normally would because I wanted to be able to wiggle it into place. And I think that feels good. Maybe up a tiny bit. Let's go up just a little. There we go. All right, I'm going to open this up and make sure I've got it glued in really sturdy, and make sure I'm not gluing the book itself down. So you see I've got that glued in. Now all of this will get covered up, but see, look at all that real estate we have now. All this space to put things in, and by turning that flap under rather than gluing it in, I won't have anything to catch right there. So now let's put the second pocket in, and here's how it's gonna go. Same thing, I don't need the gussets. Now you could have it, if you want the gusset, what you do is you fold both of these score lines like this, so you get kind of a side, and it gives you a little bit of depth, a little bit of dimension there, but I don't need that. So I'm not gonna do the gusset. I'm just gonna fold these guys all the way back, just like so, and then I'm gonna crease them down with my bone folder again. So let me get that little guy out here. I'll slide this where you guys can see what I'm doing. So I'm just gonna crease these down nice and snug. Now I wanna show you again something I'm gonna do back here that I think also matters. Okay, so when I'm closing this guy up, I want to close these guys in and this guy on top. And the reason for that is because when you're sliding things inside, let me see if I can find something to slide in there and show you. Here we go. When you're sliding things inside, if you don't close it this way, you take a chance of it catching down here on that. But because of the way we closed it, that catch won't happen. You see? So that's why I'm going to do it that way. Let's bring this guy back over. So that means I'm going to put glue in here and in here. And then I'm going to close this guy down. Go ahead and hold that for a second. You don't have to hold it very long, because we're going to glue all of this down again using those flaps. And this will be so much easier. Gosh, this is so easy. It's just so easy to build with these 49 to Market albums because there's no work to it. All of the cutting and the scoring and the ciphering has all been done for us. A little bit here. Might be best to use sticky tape for this. I don't know. I've just been using my art glitter glue today, so I've just picked it up and that's what I've been doing. So, all right, now I'm going to line this guy up down here, and I just want to make sure I line him up with the pocket at the top. Perfect. And you see how our flap goes behind, so you don't even see that flap anymore. So now we have a pocket here, a flap here, and another pocket here. Now, the reason I wanted so many pockets is because this is a 1 photo a page book. I mean, you could put 2 here, but pretty much it'd just be 1. This way, if you wanted to have some space to put some other pictures and things, you could, or tags, or journaling. Or what I think I'm going to do, I think I'm going to add a lot of the cut-aparts in here that can be used in any old way, or either you could even put like the stickers in here. If you're going to give this as a gift, it could hold all the extra stickers for decorating with and things like that. Okay, so those guys are installed. Now, if you don't like the way this is installed, do it any old way you want. But the cool thing is this album sits upward, so these pockets won't fly out. The things won't fly out of it. So I'm going to do that same process on this side really quick. The cool thing is I'm still only using 1 pack of these envelopes because that pack comes with both of these, so I don't have to buy 2, which I think is amazing. Did you see how quickly that went? I just love that. No cutting, no scoring, no nothing, just gluing. I loved it. And we can still do all kinds of stuff to the pockets. So now those are installed. Now I want to show you something else that comes with that pocket set. So in all of the templates so far, what I have seen is it comes with this piece, which is your pattern for your pocket matting. So I'm going to cut this out. Now, I typically cut this with my trimmer, but my scissors were real handy. But you can grab your trimmer and cut the 3 straight sides and not have to worry about doing this with scissors. But either way, cut this little template out, and then I'll show you how we're going to use it. To me, giving us that template is so thoughtful. It just makes this whole process so easy. Let me show you where this template works. So this template is made to help us be able to cover our pages without having to figure out that curve. They've already done the curve for us. Isn't that amazing? All right, so what I'm going to do is find 4 pages that I want to do to cover these with. Now, these are pages I did not use in my album so far. I used some cut-aparts to make the other pages. These I haven't, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use these guys because I have 4 spots I need to cover. I'm going to do winter, spring, summer, fall. Could have laid those out better for you, but I think that'll be cute. Since it's kind of a whole year, I'm going to cut these and put them on those pockets. So let me show you how to do that. So what I like to do is I like to use a pencil and trace this curve. So I'm going to lay this down like so onto my paper, and I'm just going to trace this curve. And I'll go ahead and trace this in so I know where to do the upcut as well. And oh, look, I did them upside down. How many of y'all were screaming, stop, stop? Y'all know me. If you watch me any length of time, orientation is not my strong suit. Let's go down here and do it. So check your orientation. Let me mess up so you don't have to, right? Good thing I use a pencil. I can just erase all that over there and it won't hurt a thing. All right, so I'm going to trace this. And I'm going to do this on 4 pages and get them cut out. So I got them all cut out, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with winter, and that's really good because it'll kind of match right here. So it's going to be winter, spring, summer, and fall. So I'm just going to glue these directly in. Look at that. That side looks good too. So you could just use that if you didn't want to do all the pattern. All right, so get this guy glued on. I just love how easy that template makes things for us. Flip that one, do this one. Oh, look, do I want to do that? I'm not. I'm going to stick to my plan, but isn't that cute? I'm going to stick to winter, spring, summer, fall. It's a 4-season album. You guys know what? I'm going to pause this for a second, and I'll tell you why. I think I want to put a magnet in here. Let me grab some magnets. I thought this might be a cool spot for a magnet because when this flips over, it'd be neat if it magnets shut. So I'm glad I thought about it. I'm going to grab a couple of these basic gray magnets. These are the bigger ones. And I'm going to put this in here. And I'm going to do it in front and back. Let me show you how I do this. All right, so I'm going to let the magnets catch to each other. You saw that. They grab. So I've got a plus and a minus. See that? I'm going to go ahead and peel. These are pre-adhesive. So you just peel the little backer off. Okay. And I'm just going to place it about right here. And that's all I have to do is just stick that one in place, okay? Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel off the backer here of the plus sign. And then, because I want this pocket to hold it down, I'm just going to pick it up really quick. I'm going to have to add glue back to that sheet, but I'm glad I thought about this and didn't go too far. So see, now I have a magnet installed right where it needs to go. And now I can take this piece and glue it down. So let me add glue again. You won't have to make this mistake because I paused long enough to teach you that before I did it. So make sure you do that. And then add your glue. You see I'm adding more glue now. That's because I got that magnet in there. And plus I had glue on here. I'm also going to run glue around this magnet so it will seal in good. And I'm going to glue this down. Now the magnet goes away. It's just in there now. You don't have to see it. It will do its job. And what I like to do is while that's still wet with glue, is kind of burnish around that magnet and let it catch that extra glue I added. It'll just help over time. And another thing, if you use sticky tape, it's even better. Okay, so check this out. Now, it magnets shut and we won't have this flapping everywhere, right? So those pockets there. Now let's do the very same back here. And if you're like me and you tend to forget, you can go ahead and put that magnet in before you do your paper because I am a forgetter. So let me do that here. Also, you probably don't need this big of a magnet, but these were at hand. And plus, it's kind of a big pocket. It might do to have the bigger magnet versus the tiny ones. People worry about putting magnets in, but listen, it's the easiest thing in the world. Because there you go. Those magnets are installed. Now I just need to cover them up. That is so cute. I should have done that. Sticking to the plan. Onto this page, I noticed in here the word spring is in the stickers, and I also like this word fun, and I think they'll look really good up here. And look at this funny little gnome. I think he'd be cute sticking out of the page. Look, see this? I don't know if this is going to work or not, but you see that one? It's kind of like part of his body right there. I'm going to put, I don't know, do I want to put him on this side or this side? Let me look, because he's on both sides, which I think is kind of funny. So I didn't do a good job of that. I got that one really tight. I don't know, I think he works on either side, but I'm gonna put him on this side. And I'm just gonna let him stick out as far as he can to the fold. Oh, he can go way out. Good, good, good. I even want him to stick up over. Does that make sense? I want him to stick up over the little yellow piece to build dimension. Okay, and now I wanna do spring fun with these stickers. And I had a few little flowers left. I thought this would be super cute to kind of finish that off like it's just running off the page. Look how cute this is. Stickers are just the most fun. It's just like being a kid again. Love it. Okay, so there's that. How cute is that? Now let's put something here. Probably going to go into the cut-aparts for this. So in the cut-aparts, I found this guy. I'm going to fussy cut him, but I'm going to bubble cut him so I don't have to worry about trying to make sure he pops off the page. If I cut him like this, what that means is to leave some of the background around him, and also means I'm not having to cut every single tiny little detailed piece of him. You can see I can just kind of bubble and just drive the page around the image. In this way, he'll have a little border around him to pop off the busy page on our piece. There, it's so interesting. Okay, so I don't know if I've told y'all, but like our heater in the building is not working correctly, so we're working on that. But my papers are getting a little moist and it's making me a little sad. I've left these on the table over the weekend, and I came in and it's bright and early this morning for me to get started, and I can kind of feel it. It's not bad, like nothing's warping or anything. I can just tell when I'm cutting that the fibers are a little loose. Y'all ever have that in your craft room? All right, check this out. I also have this little piece. Now, this is meant to be cut apart, right? But I think it's super cute. And it's kind of a little bit about everything at springtime. I'm going to put that right there. And I'm going to pop this little guy up right in front of it. I think that'll be cute. This I'm going to glue straight down. Do I want to? I do. I don't know. I'm being extra, y'all, but here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take my 1/4 inch rounder, and I just think this needs something. If I put it down and don't do it, I'll be sad. But isn't that a little bit better? I think it makes more sense. All right, and then I'm going to add some glue. Also left my glue open all weekend. What have I been doing? Okay, this is going to get glued right into the corner. I just think that's cute there. What a cute way to use all those little words all at one time. I like that. And then I think I'm going to pop him up. Should I? I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't. And the reason I probably shouldn't is because of the magnet. I don't want to create any depth between the magnet and this little guy. And I've already got to add another piece of paper to the top to cover the magnet. So I'm not going to pop him up. I am going to place him right here. Right beside. So there's our little fun dude. Let's see what else we might want to add. So I love this little border, but I tore it when I took it off. I mean, just ripped it right in half, but I still think I can make use of it. I think if I start here kind of at his little feet, like so, I think I can run this out and stick that down. I may have to glue the torn piece to be safe, but just for a little color. This is a busy page. I don't mind a busy page. If you do, just layer stuff behind. Layer some more solids, you know, back things with little mats, things like that. You'll be fine if you do that. I didn't want to waste this little piece. I liked it, and I thought the color was cute. All right, so I'm going to snip that little edge off. You might be like, why does she change scissors all the time? Well, interestingly enough, if I use my cutter bees here, there was a little bit of glue on the back here. I went a little too far, and I didn't want to get glue on my cutter bees, but I don't mind getting glue on these guys because it'll just wipe right off. These are easy to clean. So there's always a method to my madness with what scissors I pick up when. You probably noticed that. I do change my scissors a lot. All right, let's go do fall and Christmas. I'm just going to do this and let you guys watch, and then we'll get back together and do some more goodies. So you guys, you remember how I cut that while ago and I got that cute two-tone situation going on? We're gonna try that here. So I need to cover the top pages that have the magnets in them. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut this down to 6 inches. Let's do it this way. Okay. So I need a 6x8 piece, and I think if I cut this to 6, you wanna do it mystery style? You want me to do it like this and then we'll flip it over? So 6x8. Let's just see. Well, oh, I'm a little bit short, but you know what? I probably could put a sticker or something to do that, to cover that up. But look how cute that would be. All right, let's do it. I think we can make this work. Let's don't waste anything, and I like the way this looks. All right, so here's where this is going. I'm gonna open this up, and then I'm going to put it here, and look, it'll match the underneath. And I may just put something right there. I don't know, maybe a word or something. We'll figure that out. Surely there's something in this whole paper pack. All right, let's glue this guy down. You guys, look at this. So these were in the paper pack already, and they are perfect for this spot. I knew there'd be something. And here's the good thing. The person I'm giving this album to, I know celebrates Easter, so I don't mind using all the Easter wording and stuff. I'm actually grateful that it's in the pack. But if that's not something that the person you're giving it to celebrates, just be heavier on the more spring words, because there's other words in here, spring and all that kind of stuff. But look how cute that is. And what a great place for photos, especially like their Easter photo. Oh, so cute, so cute. Let's do the back. Since I did the other one with the wording on this side, I'm going to switch this one and do the wording on this side and cover up that little spot. So you guys, the inside of our album is complete. We just need to work on the outside. And rather than give you a walkthrough right now, let's go ahead and do the outside. Now I've got a plan I'm going to work it a little bit off screen. I'll come back and show you what I'm doing. So for the cover, you guys may think I might have lost the plot a bit, and I could have. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But because this is a year-round book, I kind of want the cover to reflect that, right? So here's what I'm going to do. Each of the months have this little strip that will say like the holiday for that month. And I've used a couple of them in the book, but some of them I didn't. And I'm going to utilize these for the front. So for example, the one that was winter, and I get them all twisted up. Here we go. The winter page we used was this polka dot. So I'm going to let it go for winter or for January. Okay. Then obviously February is the hearts. And then we'll go, March is going to be plaid. Now I don't have every month represented here. Okay. Here is April or spring, April and May. Okay. And then June was the Father's Day page, but it wasn't my favorite. So let me show you what we're going to do instead. We're going to skip June and add this one for July, because that way it's kind of, you know, spring, da-da-da. And then June, July, and then August is the school month. So we're going to have apples. And then for September, I did have the one for September because it was summer, hot summertime, popsicles. And then October was the Halloween-y one. And then I have November, which I used in the book, but I just took another piece of plaid and did it right there. I thought it'd be cute to carry the plaid throughout. And then for Christmas, I have this one that is the paper we used on the inside. So it looks very busy, and it probably will be busy, but I think when we put the title on and everything, we'll land it in a little bit. So I'm gonna glue all of this down where they are. I'm taking my time to make sure I get the first one correct, because after that, I'm just gonna use it to be my guide. Now, will it be perfect? Absolutely not. It's handmade, but it's going to be pretty close. I got to be honest, if you didn't do what I did and have to use that strip on the inside, it'd be super cute to use the strips and have all the holidays showing too. You know, like, I don't think, there wasn't a holiday for January, was there though? But it would be cute if the little holiday words showed. So there's that side. Now, in the same vein, we're going to do something very similar on the back. There are also these strips in the cardstock pack, and I just think these are super cute, and they kind of represent every holiday, right? So what I'm going to do is start with this one. This will be the one that goes on the bottom because it is winter. Well, it's Christmas and winter. Let's turn it this way. Now, here's the thing. On these, I cut them to 8 inches long and just had the two strips together. Now, these are just pieces that came from when I was cutting out all my other pieces to make the album. So these were just long strips that we had cut off the bottom of the page. They were just laying there, and I'm like, this is perfect. Now, I probably just made a mistake. I probably should have sized these up before I did that, but let's see what happens. All right, so that one is winter, basically winter. This one is fall, and it goes like this, but I think I'm gonna turn it like this so the stripes are in the same area like that. My inspiration for this comes from the front cover of the paper pack. You know how on the paper packs, they always have the pages, all of the paper that's inside on the outside? It's kind of cool, right? And if you don't love this, don't do it. I understand this is not for everybody, but I think this is kind of neat to show everything that's inside the album. Pretty close to the top. I'm pretty close. It's got a little bit of a gap, but I'm not going to worry about it. It's the back, and typically I put my least favorite paper on the back anyway. Now I need to figure out what I'm doing here. I do not know what's going here. Let me see what's going there. So this is another piece that we use like inside. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to level this edge off, make it square on this end, and this is going to be my spine. So what I need a piece that is 1 3/4. So I'm going to do it like this, and I should get the tiniest little bit of multicolor. Isn't that cute? That's a cute little piece, and that'll work great on our spine. And I went with green because green is a good neutral, and so that way, no matter what I do decide to put on here, it'll work. And look at that. So there's our spine. Super cute. Let's glue it on. Okay, for this, let me show you what I'm going to do. I told you that I got my inspiration for all of this from here, and had this been big enough, I would have just used this. But it wasn't. But do you see this, A Year with My Gnomies? Since I use gnomes, I want to use this on the front cover as my title. Now, I'll have to cover this up, but there's plenty to cover that up with because I want to, sorry, Becky Moore, I'm going to cover your name up, but it'll be perfect. So watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to fussy cut this out first, and then I'm going to mount it to another piece of cardstock and fussy cut it again. That way it'll be sturdy because, you know, this is cover page. It is not cardstock. So let me fussy cut. Now I'm going to fussy cut again and bubble cut around this. Now let's go to the album cover and look at this, A Year with My Gnomies. Look how cute this is. Come on. I think this is going to be precious. I think I'm going to pop this up on foam. Let me get some Scotty. I just think this will be cute, and I want to make sure I cover it really well, so I'm going to take my time on this one. So I'm going to put this onto the front, and then I'm going to decide if I'm going to add anything else. I don't know. I'm afraid to make it too busy, but then again, I got to cover the words up that say the artist name, but I'm still tempted to do more. I think I want this to be kind of down here. I'm trying to look at the camera and see if I'm getting it pretty straight. Look at that. That is cute. Let's find a sticker to go over that spot. I'm sure we can. Okay, this may seem weird, but I think it's kind of cute. So this is, the word adventures came from one of the pages. I don't remember which one. I found the on in a sticker, and then I found get your. And it's kind of cute, right? Get your adventures on. I know, maybe it should be get your adventure on. I don't know, but we're going to go with this because we need to cover up this. And I think this is perfect for that. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's don't question it. Let's go with it. And it's just a little something to add right there. So it's not, it doesn't take away or add to too awful much either way, but it does cover up the artist name. That's cute. Get your adventure on is cute. Okay, now let's see if we want to put anything else in here. Okay, because it's already getting pretty busy, I think I'm going to stop there with that. I'm not sure how I'm going to do the side yet. I may save this and maybe cut something with the joy or something to put the year and the name and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. We'll see about that. But the back is done. But I have one more thing I want to do, and this is where I'm going to mess it up. This is always where I mess it up. But look, let me mess it up so you don't have to. I always go one step too far, but this has been in my head, and I think it's going to work. Let's just see. So I did a little test. So I'm noticing that the white album is kind of picking up everything because I didn't ink it or I didn't do anything to treat it. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use Tumble Glass first. I may do a second color. I'm going to use Tumble Glass. My thought is, what do all of these holidays go with? Denim, right? You can wear denim every holiday. So we're going to pretend like this is a denim album. And to be honest, I think that'd be really cute. And I may go back and do that another time. But here's how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to go around and I'm going to turn my album blue and ink the edge. Do you see what I'm saying? It's very pale to you on screen. It is not pale to me in person. But I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to kind of do this two-tone thing. And you'll see. Let me run around and ink this entire album really quick. Also, let me point this out. I'm using the oxides so I can blend it really well. So I'm not getting a bunch of streaks. I'm getting more blending. Now, you might think I'm done there, and I should be. It's one of those things I keep going too far. But here's what I'm going to do. I want it to feel, like I said, like denim. So on these edges, I'm going to carefully, watch this, because I don't want to ink the inside of the album. I want to stay only on the outside. I'm going to use chipped sapphire, which I could use faded denim. I probably should have. I think it's faded denim, but we'll use this one. And I'm just going to take my blending tool, and I'm just going to run around these edges to darken the edges up. Just the edges. I'm trying not to press too hard because I really want this just to feel like, almost like we're outlining it, but also to kind of give it a kind of a distressed denim-y feel, like the denim has changed colors in places. So I'm just going to run around like this and basically outline. So you might have seen that I came back and kind of dragged it across. See, that's giving that kind of denim effect. That's what I wanted. I wanted it to feel kind of denim-y. I don't necessarily love how this is, so I'm probably going to go back. I'll show you with like a clean blender. Actually, you know what I'm going to use? I'm going to use my new clean rag. And I'm just going to go back and blend that down. Just take some of that off. That's the beauty of the oxides. I can kind of knot that back a little bit. Now, if you're concerned about using the oxide inks and that they might get wet and run over time, you can always use the sealer. Tim Holtz makes a sealer for them, a mixed media sealer, and that'll help you if you need to, but I think I'm going to be fine. And honestly, I'm wanting this to look a little worn and ragged, so if it does that a little more for me, that's even better. You guys, I'm calling that done. It's not done. It's got to be filled, and it's got to be loved, and it's got to be looked at year after year. But for now, I think we're ready. Let's do a walkthrough. Ready for this? So we got our first page is done here, our little winter guy, and he opens up to put stuff in this pocket. And then look right here. So cute. And we have this section up here. We can do photos. We could do this again up here. I'm not, because I want to leave some open space in case the person that gets it wants to put like 4 photos, not just one big one. Does that make sense? So there's some space for that. And then let's go on and look at the back real quick. Pocket there, and now let's look at our pages one more time. We've been through here a bunch, right? All right, there's January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, and then the back of our book. I'm sorry, but I think this is precious. This is such a good gift to give somebody. Now, here's your thing. You can give this to somebody just like this, or you can spend the year taking one photo a month and filling this up, and then at Christmas, wrap this guy up and give this as a gift, and the person who gets it will love it. Now, you don't have to do this Gnomey themed. I just like this gnome paper. I thought it was perfect for this. But you can literally do this with any paper you've got. Just do your first page January themed, and then, each month. And then you can do your little pockets any way you want. And I just think this is a great gift. So there you go, guys. If you enjoyed this project, give me a thumbs up. Let me know this is one that you really like. And be sure to subscribe. We just did our 300,000 subscriber giveaway, and we're already well on the way to our next milestone, which is 400,000. And I'm ready to do another big, huge giveaway. Who knows what we could do at 400,000? So go ahead and click that button and subscribe. Maybe by the end of the year, we'll reach 400,000. That would be absolutely incredible. Let's just see if we can do it. Thanks so much for being here today, guys. And until next time, bye now.